Holy shit. Take a week off for the holidays and the numbers get completely fucked. Okay, let's make some money. It's also the point of this movie, by the way. Actually, kind of like the most interesting thing about this, sort of, is that this is not a remake of Anaconda. This is a comedians go on a hangout and take a vacation and call it a movie, like Grown Ups or Strange Wilderness, which this is actually kind of similar to, themed around the concept of remaking Anaconda. The concept being, isn't it kind of dumb to remake Anaconda of all things? Anaconda, the movie from 1997, as opposed to any of the sequels or spin-offs or Anaconda vs. X movies that came after Anaconda. Like, if you kind of have a laugh to yourself, remembering the fact that Anaconda was a movie that existed, is pretty much the sustaining joke of this movie. Because that's pretty much it. It's the, hey, remember that Anaconda was a movie? That's the joke. So the gag premise here is that Jack Black and Paul Rudd and Steve Zahn and Tandy Newton are playing a group of friends, two of whom went off and became a sort of never was failed director who is now making wedding videos, and an actor who never amounted to much. That's Jack Black and Paul Rudd as the director and actor. Steve Zahn and Tandy Newton are their friends. They've reunited for Jack Black's birthday. Paul Rudd, the failed actor, reveals that he has somehow acquired the rights to the 1997 movie Anaconda, which they all sort of remember liking when they were young, and he thinks it would be a fun idea if they took a couple weeks, went down to Brazil, and shot a guerrilla-style indie remake of the 1997 movie Anaconda. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Sure.
Me too.
Sounds like a good balance.
So they go to Brazil, they rent themselves a real snake, they get on a boat and try to shoot a remake of Anaconda. They get wrapped up in other shenanigans. It turns out that there is a real dinosaur-sized snake on the river with them. Other things happen that get them involved with criminality. The giant snake keeps hunting them. I'm making this sound a little less loosey-goosey than it actually is, but not by much. The point of this is comedians hanging out, making jokes about how silly it would be to remake Anaconda, while also playing characters who are remaking Anaconda, and isn't that funny? That's the entire joke. It's a release it over the holidays, make some money, have some laughs movie about people making a have some laughs movie. Like, I referenced the movie Strange Wilderness, which was basically a semi-improv, make-it-up-as-you-go movie, and it feels very much like that, like trying to affect a version like that. It's a little bit better directed, a little bit more sincerely acted, and a lot better shot than it has any right to be, which is also part of the joke. The whole movie is a joke inside of a joke. Watching it is a joke, making it is a joke, and you're just supposed to laugh at the fact of the existence. The fact that there's no point in remaking Anaconda is the joke inside of a joke, layered inside of a joke. And I almost wouldn't be posting a review of this at all, except to the fact that, one, I need reviews and videos on the channel, because we need the traffic. See those links below to the Patreon and the Ko-fi. Desperately in need of clicks and traffic and money and all of the things. But also, something that jumped out at me in this and that I kind of feel like is worth saying, everyone in this is a classically funny person who is always funny in everything. Like, is Paul Rudd funny in every movie? Yes, Paul Rudd is even good in bad movies. Jack Black, even good in bad movies. Steve Zahn, one of the king actors of even good when he is in absolutely terrible movies, good comedies, dramas, bad comedies, bad dramas. I don't think I've ever seen Steve Zahn be bad in a movie. He's the king of stuff like this. Tandy Newton is also in this movie, an actress who is never in stuff like this. And this may sound weird to say, because I know Tandy Newton is a good actress who has been in good movies. She has also been in bad movies, and she's also been bad in movies, because sometimes good actors are just bad. But here's the thing, and this will sound strange to say, and I almost sound crazy saying it myself, I'm not sure that Tandy Newton has ever been as likable or natural in a movie than she is in this not a remake of Anaconda. And that sounds absurd, but I'm being completely honest. She is fucking great in this movie. This might be the most... I'm not saying this is the best performance she's ever given, but she is fucking great, and I'm not sure I have ever liked her in a movie as much as I liked her in this. And that sounds nuts, But I gotta explain. See, Newton has always been a really interesting case of an actress that Hollywood has never had any real idea what to do with to the full extent of her obvious talents. And to be clear, I say that as an indictment of the limits of mainstream media's imagination when it comes to the casting of women of color, more so than an indictment of her talent, because she has always had this very particular presence as a dramatic actress that's very much on the other side of like realistic or method, and it often reads as like over the top or hammy if the rest of the movie isn't matching her vibe. I don't know, it often comes away as feeling like she's more suited to like a melodramatic stage production or period stuff, and she's almost never cast in that. Like she's one of the only actors in those fucking awful Riddick things that Vin Diesel was trying to make happen who was actually good in those movies, because it seems like she at least understood what kind of movie she was in then. I don't know, the point is she's the last person, Tandy Newton, you ever expect to see cast as, like she is here, as the girl who's one of the guys' buddy chick in a sort of stoner hangout comedy, which is basically what this is and what she's doing here, and she fucking kills it. Like she was born to do nothing else but this the entire time. Like this should have been her entire thing up to this point. Obviously it shouldn't be, but if it had been, clearly she would have been great at it, because she's great in this. She more than holds her own. She steals her scenes. She keeps up with all the guys who are like these pros at doing this stuff. Like you would think watching her with Jack Black, Paul Rudd, and Steve Zahn in this, that she had been in 50 of these movies beforehand and had been in this crew her entire life. Like she should get her own whole lead movie where she just does dumb jokes and slapstick and have a whole new career back half. She could kill at it. She kills at this. And she's still gorgeous. It's like when Salma Hayek turns up in the Adam Sandler and Kevin Smith movies, and it's like it's almost unfair, like they should be at least bad at one thing. I'm just saying, if there's a reason to see the remake of Anaconda, it's to see how good she is in this, because it's like a completely new actress that you'd never heard of before. It's like, oh shit, it's Tandy Newton. Who fucking knew? Who fucking knew? Anyway, otherwise, yeah, this is a completely disposable movie, and it's unfair to say that it's like a 6 out of 10, but it is. Yeah, it's about a 6 out of 10. It's fine otherwise. Like, if you're looking for a comparison of any type, I brought up like Strange Wilderness earlier. It's pretty much right in line with that. And I think Strange Wilderness is probably the better version of what this is basically aiming at. So yeah, if you like Strange Wilderness, this is a less good version of that. But other than you get to see Tandy Newton do a completely new thing for her, yeah.